Let me start with the main problem. Naturalism, by definition, says that all of reality can be explained through nature, through physical matter, energy, and the scientific method. But here's the challenge. How does that framework account for something like love?
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, he knew you wouldn't believe the truth, even if he told us.
If you enjoy engaging content like this, please make sure to like, follow, and share. Now, I'm not oblivious to the science. I understand the biology, the chemistry, the psychology. We can measure the oxytocin and dopamine levels when people fall in love. We can study bonding behaviors in parents and children. We can even watch which regions of the brain light up during attraction or affection. But let's be honest, none of those things are love itself. They're just the physical and behavioral effects of love. The scientific method is limited to what is observable, testable, and repeatable. It can measure the mechanics, but it cannot capture the essence. Think about it. When a mother sacrifices her own safety for her child, is that just dopamine? When a husband stays faithful to his wife through decades of hardship, is that just a chemical survival mechanism? When someone says, "I would die for you," do we really reduce that to molecules firing in the brain? If naturalism is true, then love is nothing more than a useful illusion, a trick of evolution to keep our species alive. But if love is an illusion, why do we all live as though it is the most real and most important thing in life? This is where the Newton and Einstein analogy comes in. Both of them could describe gravity with mathematical precision. They gave us the how, but neither of them could answer the why. In the same way, naturalism can describe how love operates in the brain or in evolution, but it cannot explain why love exists at all, or why it carries such transcendence. And this creates a strange spectrum among unbelievers. On one end, you have the strict naturalist who reduces love down to chemicals and instincts. On the other end, you have the hippie who declares with passion that love is the ultimate truth. But here's the tragedy. Both are missing the mark. The naturalist denies love's depth by reducing it. The hippie denies love's source by abstracting it. Paul actually foresaw this in Romans 1. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator. In other words, they want the fruit without acknowledging the root. But if love is real, and deep down we all know it is, then the explanation has to come from beyond the natural. And that's where God enters the picture. Because what doesn't fall short is God. God is love. And because we're created in His image, we as humans have the capacity to experience both love and free agency. As John Lennox once said, atheism is like cutting off the very branch you're sitting on. It cannot explain love, consciousness, or even the reality of truth itself. In fact, atheism shoots itself in the foot. And you don't want to be that guy, do you? So, if my videos are poking holes in the worldview you retreated to after fleeing your dogmatic Billy Graham Bible-thumping Christian family and friends, please hit the like and follow so I can help remove that veil from your eyes. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. A father can lay down his life for his children because Jesus did it first. In other words, we can only love God because He loved us first. Love is a gift from God, not some arbitrary evolutionary social construct that developed over time. But until next time, the Faceless Prophet out.
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, he knew you wouldn't believe the truth, even if he told us.